guys for tuning in. And today, y'all can see I'm watching the Dog Man today. Okay, we're gonna watch it together because look at the title. Look at the title. Y'all gotta be careful. So if you get any type of disability, be mindful that YouTube is a business. It's money coming in, and you can only make a certain amount of money with your disability money. Okay. So I said, "Oh wow, let me look at this." I have not seen it yet, so we're gonna watch this one together, y'all. All right, let's get into it.
Well, something has happened in the last couple of days, starting yesterday, I guess. I'll just tell you a little backstory. When was this? About 2016. I knew I couldn't work a normal job anymore. Now, I had worked at a pawn shop. I sat at a desk behind the counter. We had a little jewelry counter, and I had a desk back there. And I could sit and get up as at will. He was aware of my situation with my back, and then I worked at the ranch, and he was also aware because I hurt myself at the ranch. So he was very aware of what happened to me. And when I left the pawn shop and went back to work for the ranch, I could still do that kind of work because this was mostly chickens and it's 200-acre property. And I would spend most of my day on a golf cart, riding a golf cart around, feeding and watering the chickens from a golf cart. So he didn't expect me to do a lot of lifting of feed bags and a lot of physical labor. I could only do what I could do. But I couldn't go get a job, standing up for long periods of time or doing any kind of heavy lifting. So I filed for disability way back before Social Security disability. I paid into it all my life. I worked a lot of hours, a lot of jobs. I paid into it,
Okay,
so
so
I
wait, wait,
filed
hold
for
on.
Social Security disability, not
Let's pause right
SSI.
there. We're gonna pause right there. We're gonna pick back up. So here's the thing. Like you just said, we work and we pay in every payday. Every payday. You can stop taxes from coming out of your check, but you cannot stop Social Security coming out of your check. So why is it that they put a cap on the money that you can make? I mean, that's money that you done already worked and put in. I don't understand that. And I know I never will because, it's just the way that they got it. But that seems so crazy to me. Like, for real. That's crazy. But anyways, let's get back to the
SSDI. And for 6 years, it was going to the doctor, getting x rays, getting MRIs. And finally, after 6 years, 6 years of battling these people, I get disability. And not a lot of money,
video. Right.
about 1970 a month. Okay. After 6 years of battling them, going to the
Wow.
hearings and doing all the doctor visits. I mean, it's an agonizing process if you don't have medical records. And I didn't when I began the journey. When I began filing, and I had nothing. I had a lot of doctors to go see. So that's something to consider if you're thinking about getting it. Well, on what was it, May 1st of 2021, I left the ranch, and I think a few short weeks later, I got my disability. I mean, the timing was perfect. Yeah, 21. No, I didn't get the dis. No, I did not get the disability for another year because I had to sell my car. I had a newer car, and I had to sell that, and I was living off the cash from selling that car. Yeah, it was March of the following year when I did finally receive it. So that would have been 22. Well, in the meantime, I'm doing YouTube. You are allowed to make up to, I think, $1,100 a month on Social Security disability. Well, starting this year, like in June, my channel just blew up. And so I started making more than I was allowed to make. And which is kind of scary because I don't, YouTube isn't, it's not exactly 100% that you're going to be making that every month.
Right.
But for the last several months, it has. It has maintained that. So I knew I'd have to get rid of Social Security, disability, suspend it. And so I called them. I said, "Look, man," and I said, "I'm making more than I'm allowed to. What do I do?" What he says, "Oh, well, you got 9 months that you can earn as much as you want for 9 solid months. It doesn't have to be consecutive; just has to be 9 months that you've made over the limit, and then you can't get it anymore." So I am nearing that. Well, I'm already there. But I'd already called them like 3 months ago to say, hey, just cancel it. The guy says, okay, I'm going to send you out a packet. About a month later, I get this thing in the mail, and it's how to apply for Social Security disability. This isn't what I want, man. So I call them again yesterday. I waited too long. The girl has no idea what to do, what I am should do, because she said she's never had anybody call to give up disability before. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's sad that nobody has ever called you. And she'd worked there 6.5 years, and I was the first one that she had ever spoken with on the phone who had actually called and said, I'm earning enough now, I don't need this.
Who gonna say that? Who gonna call if they get disability and say, cut my check off? Ain't nobody saying that. That's why you was the first dog man. That's why nobody's saying that. I mean, we should be able to continue to get our. So I mean, I'm sorry. We should be able to continue to get our disability benefits if we paid in on it. If you don't work 30, 40, 50 years, 60, 70 years, and you don't put in on that money, why not get that money no matter what YouTube pay you or not? That's money that they didn't took out of your check. But again, this is United States, so hey, it is what it is. Let's get back to it.
Stop it. She didn't know what to do. She had to call a supervisor. The supervisor, he didn't know what to do, or she, I didn't see him. You know how they do. I'm going to have to put you on hold and talk to the supervisor. The supervisor didn't know what to do and had to call his or her superior.
Right.
Finally, I'm on the phone with them at least an hour, on hold most of the time.
Right.
They finally figure out what I have to do is draw up a letter saying that I have, it's called the work trial. I have completed the work trial, and I am still, I am pretty much working at, you know, a gainful employment. And I want to suspend my benefits. I was hoping to do this a few months ago, and I thought it was done. Now, apparently, all you have to do is write them a letter, which I've already done. I got to drop it off tomorrow, that you want to suspend your benefits, and then I'm going to drop it off to the Social Security office. And say my channels get kicked off tomorrow. All I have to do, this is what they say, all I have to do is tell them to resume it, that I'm no longer earning any money, and it'll resume.
I did not know that you can suspend it and pick it back up. So what about if it's years? I wonder about that. You know what I'm saying? I got to dig into that. I got to dig into that and see. I wonder what if you still can pick it back up if it's been years since you suspended it, right? I'm gonna dig into that and see y'all. Okay, let's get back to the video.
I don't believe that for a minute. I'll bet it's a battle again.
Right,
But the
right,
way I look at it is, in 2 years anyway, I can just file for regular Social Security. But they said you all the way till I'm age 67, I can still tell them to resume my disability, because that is the age where my full retirement age. So really, I mean, I don't have much to lose. I can't no longer draw it, because then I got to pay it back to them. In fact, I am paying in to Social Security now, and I have been. I have a bookkeeper that's doing me quarterly. Once we get this year's done, he's going to do me quarterly. I'm going to still, I have to pay into Social Security, which will help me later. So I'm going to ride this YouTube thing as long as I can, but I would be a fool to say, no, I don't want to do the YouTube thing. I want to just get the stinking $1,900 a month.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing that. I'm going to earn what I can. And I told him, I said, I am not out working. I am sitting on my butt making a video talking for 15 minutes. And that's it. That's what I do. But I'm still earning from YouTube. So I have to cancel it. So if anybody ever thinks of doing YouTube that is on Social Security, that is something to consider. You may lose it. However, I can still keep Medicare. But I am dropping the Part A part, I think it is. One of them I'm dropping. I think it's Part B or Part A. I'm keeping one of them and dropping the other. And I have to write a separate letter, and that goes to Pennsylvania. Got that ready to mail. So there are a few things you have to consider if you are on Social Security disability. And I don't care. I'm glad I'm off of it. But it's sad to me that I'm the only one that this girl in 6.5 years has ever called. I wonder, I would like to see the numbers on how many people have done this. How can you not? You can't hide it because you have to file taxes. So I don't know, maybe people do, there just isn't that many people that go back to work, find something they can do even though they're physically not able to work. And this is one of those things. This is one of these rare things where I can earn pretty good money talking on YouTube. And I wasn't counting on this. To fight them for 6 years just to have to give it up. But that's what I got to do. Because I'm not going to get in trouble with any of these people. The IRS, Social Security. I don't want to have any trouble with that. That's why I got a bookkeeper. Okay, this is going to cost me extra than if I did the stuff myself. But he's going to keep me out of trouble, I hope. So that's what we're going to do. And I didn't really want to get on here and tell my business with that because, oh, he's on disability. Yes, I was. I cannot physically be on my feet. I can't do the work for hours at a time. I couldn't put in an 8-hour shift at a job, and I have not been able to do that since I was 46 years old. I was working, like I said, driving a golf cart, throwing chicken feed. How hard is that? But my back would kill me every day just from doing that. But I managed to maintain my place and pay it off, and it wasn't easy. So, but I still got VA, and that doesn't matter. I can make as much as I want with that. So I'm grateful to have that. And I wanted to do this video to let you know that there are people that, hey, when you don't need it anymore, you don't need it. And it's a fund I paid into, okay? So it's not welfare, it's none of that. A lot of people that make those comments, oh, you're sucking off the government. I paid into the government for many, many years, okay? I paid into that. This is Social Security disability. This is not SSI. SSI is disability somebody receives that never worked, that never paid into the system. Or there's other situations where they would only be able to get SSI. They may not have enough credits, work credits, to get regular disability. But other than that, everyone who pays taxes, everyone who pays into Social Security is eligible. But let me tell you, it ain't just that, it ain't that simple, man. It's a battle. It is a massive battle that you have to go through to get it. So I figured I'd allow some of my personal business just in case somebody was even thinking of doing YouTube, and that was one question they had. Yes, you have a limit of what you can make. And if you make over that, you do have 9 months where you can make as much as you want. But after that 9 months, you have to either quit it or quit what you're doing that's earning money. And if there's an opportunity to earn more money, then that's what I'm going to do. You know, it kind of gives me, I'm a taxpayer again, you know, I'm paying in again. The tax bill is going to be enormous. I ain't looking forward to that. So you guys got to keep watching my videos, man. Thanks for watching.
Hey y'all, it's Miss D in the house. If you're vibing with me, go ahead and show out. Hit that like, drop a heart, don't be shy. We keep it real, we laugh, we fly. Commit, like, subscribe and share. Show some love if you care. Come kick it with me, pull up a chair. It's life with Miss D, good vibes everywhere.